So, guys, I have to make a confession. I've never seen Scarface until yesterday and today because I got really tired, so I had to stop it midway through, finish the rest this morning. But yeah, I decided to watch it because it's the 40th anniversary of the movie this year. So, why not? I've heard good things. Everybody I know seems to like it. So, I thought I'd decide for myself. And yeah, you know, I'd say it lives up to the hype. I thought it was a pretty good movie. It wasn't amazing, but I thought it was enjoyable, very well written, well directed, well acted, all that stuff. But yeah, I love the way the movie's directed. It's very kind of 80s. Everything about it is oozing 80s, kind of over the top, like all the shiny lights, high violence, stuff you'd see from like any typical 80s thriller movie. Say even for the 80s though, it's a pretty violent movie. Like a lot of bloody scenes happen in that. So I guess it's kind of a trailblazer in that way. It's funny to compare the gangsters in this movie than the upper class refined gangsters Al Pacino plays and The Godfather, stuff like that. But these are a lot more rough, kind of working class gangsters at first. Until he rises to power, and then like the great Heisenberg falls from power. Ozymandias or something. So I haven't seen a 1930s Scarface. I heard it was good, but yeah, I've never seen it, so I can't really compare it to the 80s one. I imagine they're different movies though, because I feel like in the 30s, older movies, they tend to play things more safe. So I guess it's a lot less violent than this one, but that's just what I'm guessing at least. Pacino is definitely the standout of this movie. He's very over the top, loud and obnoxious. Not my favorite Al Pacino performance, though. I'd say that probably goes to Heat, Godfather 2, but he's still good in this. Though I perform in more kind of subtle roles, like the ones I mentioned. They kind of choose the scenery in this one, and I think that's intentional because Tony Montana's a very loud and angry character, as if he's like compensating for something. He came over with nothing, so he really wants to prove himself and, be the most powerful man in Miami or whatever. So there's a lot of like insecurity there that his loud brassness tries to make up for. I like the opening of the movie that kind of explains like the whole Fidel Castro Cuban refugee stuff because I wasn't around that time. I don't really know much about that. I don't know. So it was kind of enlightening to me in some ways. Like that's why I like watching old movies sometimes because you get to like learn more about history, even though like this is obviously not a real historical event. It uses some history in it to some extent. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The crazy scene is like when the dude gets like massacred by a chainsaw, and I was like, "Oh, this is gross." I'm sure my dad would have hated this scene. Oh, my mom definitely. I like Souza a lot. He's a very like interesting villain. Because compared to the other gangsters, he's a lot more suave and sophisticated. With his fancy dresses, stuff like that. He kind of reminds me a little bit of kind of like Gus Fring. Very sophisticated and stuff. Axel friendly, but he's really a dope bag. Speaking of Breaking Bad, Manny, I recognized him immediately as Don Eladio, so that was kind of cool to see him younger. I think Al Pacino was a little rough, harsh on him though, because all he was doing was dating his sister, and up until that point, he's been like his number one man, so well, he didn't have to kill him. I just that relationship with his sister was weird though. It's like he wants to fuck his sister the whole movie. It's like Game of Thrones level, some Freudian shit right there. So I don't know how I feel about that. Kind of made me a little uneasy to be honest. But I did recognize his sister from The Abyss. The whole movie, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, this actor was in this thing, this actor was in that thing. You know, I like the scene with his mother because his mother knows him. She could see right through him, and she's like, "You're a piece of shit." Even though it's very obvious, the two Al Pacino and her look like they're the same age. I swear to God. I looked it up. She's like 4 years older than him, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, that's even worse than Logan Roy and Connell." It's like tiny age gap. I like Michelle Pfeiffer in this movie as Elvira, and how she's kind of just viewed by the other characters as a sex symbol, like not a real person, and she's aware of this. Like the scene where he's like, "You could have Elvira, like she's like a call or something," and she's aware of this, and she kind of has contempt for the other characters, mostly Montana himself, for this. But she likes the luxurious lifestyle though, so she's not like independent enough to leave it. She just has this like bitter look on her face the entire time. Um, so it's kind of a interesting character there. So that's the movie that made her famous. That's good because she is my favorite Catwoman after all for multiple reasons. But yeah, the climax is kind of crazy. Gina shoots Montana after being like, "Do you want to fuck me? Do you want to fuck me?" And so first of all, I don't know if they'll her and Pacino do the best impressions of Cubans. It feels a little like stereotypical, I'd say, in some parts. But just I just try to turn that part of my brain off and enjoy the characters nonetheless. But yeah, so she shoots him. Some other dude shoots her. He does the iconic scene where he takes out the gun, starts killing everybody, and he himself dies, and that's the end of the movie. you know, he died in excess. The world is his, but it isn't because he died. Yeah, I like this movie. I don't think it was like it's not making my top 10 list or anything, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a B. Very memorable though. I could see why it's a cult classic, because I was entertained the entire time. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of it, and I really want to thank you guys for watching, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I hope it's well. Hope you have good food. Hope you spend time with family. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.